The new Broadway play Leopoldstadt shows the horror and heartbreak an extended Jewish family faces when the Nazis occupy Austria during World War II. One of the actors sat down with CBS 2's Dick Brennan to talk about the rise of anti-Semitism depicted on stage and outside the theater.
To a Gentile, I am a Jew. There isn't a Gentile anywhere who at one moment or another hasn't thought, Jew.
It's a searing family drama of love, tragedy, and human suffering sprawled over decades. Tom Stoppard's Leopoldstadt. The play follows an Austrian Jewish family through the joy and prosperity of the turn of the 20th century.
Vilma, you really ought to come to Mama and Papa for Seder this year, with Ernst and the girls, naturally.
I should. It might be her last year.
And then into the darkness of Kristallnacht and the scourge of Nazism.
The province of the Third Reich, formerly known as Republic Austria, and now that is gone. After only 20 years, what were you doing before German bombers flew over like an overture to Hitler's triumphant entrance into Vienna?
It is in part based on the life of Tom Stoppard, one of the most successful playwrights in Broadway history, and features a giant cast, a family tree that withers under the burden of hatred and oppression.
I think if you've never experienced what it's like to be oppressed or be marginalized, it can be very difficult to step into the shoes of someone who has.
Brandon Uranowitz takes on two roles, Ludwig and Nathan, over a 5-decade period from 1899 to 1955.
Assimilation doesn't mean to stop being a Jew. Your incidental effect would be the end of Judaism. Assimilation means to carry on being a Jew without insult.
There's a very terrifying parallel between that apartment and this theater and everything that's happening outside of it.
The NYPD is now investigating more than a dozen attacks against Jewish people since the start of Hanukkah.
The latest was Wednesday in Williamsburg when witnesses say two women yelled anti-Semitic slurs at a 22-year-old Jewish man, and one of them attacked him.
Today's headlines prove that anti-Semitism never really goes away.
Leopoldstadt is sort of bringing to life the kind of Holocaust education in a pop culture sense.
Scott Richmond of the Anti-Defamation League says the play sends an important signal to society at precisely the right moment.
I'm really glad that a show like this, which has a message about the Holocaust and where hate can lead, is a very important message.
And Uranowitz says sometimes he worries that hate could lead perhaps right into the theater.
I'm finding myself sort of experiencing some irrational fears that come up. I'm finding myself a little bit scared to step on stage every day. Part of your brain that thinks, well, what if? What if today's the day that something crazy happens? You know, and that's a direct result, that's a direct byproduct of what's happening outside the walls of the theater.
Generally, what awaits Uranowitz outside the theater is adoration from people who may have experienced what they just saw or have had family who did, and he says they become an important part of the play itself.
Anytime I'm rehearsing a play, it always comes up that, well, we've gone as far as we can until we introduce the last character, which is the audience. And it does feed their performance. It uplifts their performance, and it validates their performance.
Sorry about your mother and father. Well, I can just imagine.
Just leave it, Lev.
What can you imagine?
And you too.
Well, you see, it's all one subject. The Sieg Heiling mobs in the streets and the Jews made to run naked to the gas with the guards shouting at them.
We've all read about it, Nathan.
If there was some one thing, one theme, that is a message of this play and that perhaps might resonate beyond the doors here.
For me, the biggest thing about the play is memory and remembering. I think my biggest hope for this play is that it doesn't exist in a vacuum or it doesn't exist in an echo chamber. I don't want the themes of this play to just be presented to people who already understand them and know them.
Brandon Uranowitz is a 3-time Tony nominee who's worked in film and TV. So what keeps him returning to theater? He answers that question and a few others in our web extra. You'll find it on CBSNewYork.com.